There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Sorry about that. So, very good. Okay, we got two people. Great. Okay. Thank you very much for bearing with me. A little bit of a technical difficulty coming to you from a remote location. I'm taking the long Friday, and I didn't quite have all the technical stuff here ready to go, but the stocks are rallying today. It basically Donald Trump tweeted that support for the stimulus deal, so that's looking good, and it seems to be rolling forward. So hopefully we will see more of that in the near future. So it does look like we are moving into sort of a bullish bullish time. So that is indeed very, very good. Coming into the market. It's it's been quite a roller coaster ride, and we are definitely up. We're in a confirmed uptrend. The Nasdaq is at 11,553.10, and it's looking pretty good there. We have also the Dow's up. The volume is up, so we may be out of the woods when it comes to when it comes to this. I definitely am putting on more positions, that's for sure, as we go forward. So I just wanted to take a look at the spider. The spider has moved up to a very nice 346. The key level on this is about 320, 325, and it's definitely moved above that. As you see, we tested the bottom here, basically, and we did a turn, and we are now moving. We're now moving northward. So that's very good. We went down, we tested, we came back up, and then we pulled back down, and now I think we're in a confirmed uptrend. So we may go as high as 370, 380 on the S&P. I mean, it's looking very, very good. So it's a great thing to behold. Also, the Invesco QQQ Trust is moving up very, very nicely. And, we're moving right off the line. We're right off the 50-day line. We're up $3.31. The key level on this is 275. We're definitely above that. So that's looking pretty strong too. The volume could be a little bit better, but as you can see, it's down a bit. But, it is moving definitely in the right direction. So coming into the election, I think we're going to firm up a little bit, and hopefully we'll be back to the upward trend that we had in the spring. And I think that if we're back on that upward trend, I think it's going to look pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that hopefully happening. Just for grins here, I wanted to show you, this is a great strategy. It's Investor Business Daily's ETF strategy. And here's what it is. If you don't want to pick stocks, if you don't want to sit and look at my face or anything like that, there is a strategy that you can do. It's really much of a set and forget deal. And basically the way it works is this. You pick a market index ETF like the QQQ. I always show that every day. And then basically here's the strategy. It's simplicity itself. And by the way, if you do this, your chances of doing better than the average hedge fund manager actually is very good. So something that you want to learn, something you might want to look at. If we're in a confirmed uptrend like we are now, you're 100% invested in the QQQ. And you just leave it as 100% invested until it turns to a market uptrend under pressure. You sell 50% of it, get 50% in cash. If the market goes into correction like it's been for about the last 2 weeks or so, then you want to be 100% in cash. And then when it comes back, you just go back, you just rinse and repeat. So basically what this does is this basically maximizes your gain and minimizes your losses. And if you had used this strategy over the last 5 years, this is the kind of result that you would get. This is the S&P 500 here, doing very, very well. This is the ETF strategy, the blue, as you can see, and this is the Nasdaq. So why is the Nasdaq higher than the strategy? Well, most of the growth stocks are in the Nasdaq. So if you want to supercharge the strategy even better than that, you could just use the QQQ. Obviously, by picking stocks, you're going to get a little bit better return, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you this 420%. But if you just did the Qs and just did it that way, when you're in the uptrend, go 100% in, you would get results like this. So really, really, really good. So that's something that you might want to look at. just show you my current holdings. I did buy some Cloudflare today. That's a symbol NET, and it's right at a buy point. And so I sent out the trade alert on that. If you're interested in the trade alert, it's easy to get. All you have to do, all you have to do to get the trade alert basically is to go and go to a www Dallas Trading Floor, and you will, just sign up for the trade alert there. But these are my current holdings. I have moved in, I have it. I'm in Oracle, Taiwan Semi, Tesla. Tesla's looking pretty nice today. It's up $6.25. Sorrento Therapeutics, it's only up 7 cents, down a little bit in volume. Then, of course, Fastly, everybody got those trade alerts on Monday. That's done very well. Its volume is up tremendously, and it's up at 126. Of course, the trade alert was when it was basically right around. I started buying on about 94, so last week. So that's done very, very well. Also, Marvell Technology Group, it's up $1.93, which is pretty good considering it's only a $40 stock. It's up 22% on the volume too. So nice percentage increase there, almost 5% in one day. So that's pretty good. And Cloudflare, now it's down a little bit on the volume, but definitely up in the price. So hopefully that will turn out to be a good call there for everyone. I hope it will. Anyways, that's pretty much the way that comes out. So thanks for bearing with me. Let's get to the questions. And let's see what's up. What's up? Okay. All right. So thoughts on FSLR. FSLR. Okay. Well, let's see if I can get you a good take on FSLR. So there we go. Let's go in. FSLR. First Solar, kind of a cool company. Let's kind of dissect it a little bit. First Solar. So basically, what we've got here is we've got a pretty nice chart. It is looking like it's moving up to a potential buy point there on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart to see. Oh yeah, absolutely. It looks as if now this isn't necessarily a proper cup with handle, but it's quite a good chart. Basically 81.87 is basically where it looks like it's going to break out. It looks like it's got a little bit of what they call railroad tracks here, a little bit below where I would buy it. So let's kind of look at the criteria. 7 out of 9 is excellent. Anything 6 out of 9 better, I typically like it. Let's look at the funds. They're in it. Very nice in terms of the amount of funds. 689 funds in it, so that's good. 57% owned by funds, so it's looking pretty decent all the way around. Let's look at the industry it's in. I just want to make sure that we're in the top. Oh yeah, look at that. #1 rank. You can't get better than that. Wow. So that's really, really good. This is very bullish. Very bullish. Now, where would you buy this? I would try to see if it moved beyond this. It looks like about $81 is sort of where it's sort of seeking some resistance. I want to see it break through this resistance before I'd be in it. It does look like it was below the 50-day average. It looks like the 21-day exponential is moving up. That's a good sign. And it's got a 90 relative strength. So I like this one. Very good. A very nice stock. I think, Noah, that it works, and I think, but I would want to wait on this one. Wait until it moves above about about 81.87, and I think you'll have a very nice something very nice to buy there. It's it's looking quite good in terms of its fundamentals. So very, very good. Thoughts about Marvell? Okay, well, of course, Marvell was a stock. I'm in Marvell as well, and let's just kind of see how it's doing today. MRVL. And this is a chip company. It's a 5G chip company. So I think that this should benefit significantly from any of the 5G kind of stuff that's going on. So let's look at it. It's looked like it's pulled a little bit above its buy range. The reason I was recommending it yesterday was because it was still kind of sort of in the buy range. It's sort of moved above that. So let's look at the weekly chart, see if we can get something here. This is a classic, what they call pocket pivot with consolidation. So basically the buy point on this on a flat base, 41.35. It's now at 44.76. Unfortunately, it is pulled above its it's pulled above its buy point, and it's pulled above the level at which you probably want to buy it. Maybe wait until this might pull back, but it looks like it's got strong. It's looked pretty strong here. So if you did buy it here, you have to realize that if you're buying it at this level, you would be buying it a little bit extended. So it's a little bit extended. So let's look at the checklist. Very good. 8 out of 9. The only thing it fails on, of course, is sales percentage increase, but I do think they're coming into some very good sales, so that's pretty good. Looking at the fund sponsorship, we have, we're about at 1297 funds are in it. That's excellent. Fidelity Contra Fund is in it. That's excellent. So those are all very, very positive. Cash flow, it's got cash flow, which I like. I don't really like buying stocks that don't have cash flow, but you can buy them and be very, very successful. I just personally like to see if they have cash flow. 61% funds in this, and we definitely are moving off of a buy point 91, and that's a blue dot special. So very, very good, at least for right now. I think hopefully you bought in at basically in the buy range, and if you did, I think you'll be very pleased with with what's going to happen there. So that looks pretty good. All right, so CVX and AMD. Let's look at CVX. CVX. And let's look at CVX real quick. All right, this is Chevron. This is probably, out of the major oil companies, this is probably the strongest one. Personally, I don't like the sector, to be honest with you, because I just, I think that even though the first stock I ever owned was Texaco, and it's now part of Chevron. So I just don't like this sector right now. I just think the oils are being disinvested in. It's not that they're bad. I think it's more like what's happening. It's like with the tobacco stocks. I think these are going to be great dividend stocks, but I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of growth going into the future, because unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I think the electric vehicles sort of are the future. So, but there's a lot of other uses for oil, so that's not the only thing. It's trending down. I don't like that. It's got earnings in 21 days. It's starting to get a little bit disinvested. As you can see, there are fewer funds that are in it now than were, but there's still a lot of funds in it. 2987 funds in it. Unfortunately, where it really fails is with the checklist. The checklist is only 3 out of 9, and basically the only thing that really is is good is that the price is above $10. Okay, great. 50 moving. There's lots of volume, and the number of funds that are in it are 5. So I just don't see this as being a really good option. I think that you shouldn't buy this thing. If you're not in it, don't get in it. If you're in it and you're down more than 7%, sell it, because this just, I don't think it's gonna. Try not to be a pioneer here, because I know that everyone is out there trying to say buy the bargains. This is what they do on CNBC. The fund managers come in there and they say, gosh, we're value investors. Please buy our shit so that we can get out of our positions. That's really what they're doing. And I don't think you want to be in this. I just don't think you want to be in Chevron. So sorry for the negativity there, but I just don't think it's going to give you good results. Now, AMD is a different story, a totally different story. As we all know, AMD was asleep for years, but now with the new management, it's just looking super fine. And here is the chart for AMD. Well, it has what they call, this is what they call a pocket pivot. It's always, you look to the weekly chart here, but it's a pocket pivot. It's moving up this 50-day line. The volume's excellent. 95 relative strength, 82. I'm just trying to look to see if there's a buy point here, really, if there is one. I think you really have to wait possibly until 93 for a buy point, but you could buy it at the 50-day moving average as well. That's a secondary buy point, not as good as buying it off of a first stage chart pattern, but it's still excellent. Let's look at the checklist. 100%. You don't see this very often, folks. 100% on the William O'Neill buying criteria. So, boy, that's really good. Let's look at the ownership of it. We have basically increasing fund ownership. That's excellent. We are in Fidelity Contra funds, and that's excellent. So that's just looking really strong. Let's look at the industry. 21. That's excellent. Boy, it's just got everything going for it. AMD, this is a winner. This is a winner chicken dinner, and I think that this is the kind of stuff you want to have in your portfolio. This is the kind of stuff you want to have in the portfolio, because will this do better in the future? Probably. Look at this chart; it's excellent. I can't say enough good about this. This is a great stock. Definitely a leader. Definitely worth having in your portfolio. And thank you for the question. So here's what I would do. Chevron, I would say, yeah, pass. With AMD, I would say back up the truck, because you've got a good stock there. Your thoughts on Workhorse? Is it still buyable? Well, I don't know. There's been, of course, they were caught like Nikola. They were caught, pushing a truck down the hill and making it look go fast. So I don't know. It's kind of funny when you think about it, but not for investors. Let's look at the chart on this. Let's look at the daily chart first, and then we'll go to the weekly. But the daily chart, we were pulled out of this pivot in this buy zone. We're way above it. The pivot really here is at 2290. It's currently 2661. Just clicked over there, and we're taking the live feed from the BATS, by the way, and it's almost at a profit zone. So would I buy it at this level? Wow, I don't know. I really would like to see it recover up to where it had come up here at 30.99. I know you probably don't want to hear me say that, but I would probably wait on this one. I'd watch this one, see if this one can achieve 31 on good volume, and I think you're in there. But it's got good volume now, so it's really up to you. But I think it's safer if you buy it above 31. Let's look at the checklist. The checklist is fairly good, very good actually. 7 out of 9. That's definitely in my buy zone. 6 out of 9 is what I look for. And look at the ownership. Well, there's 131 funds. The funds are just moving right up. This is great. It doesn't have a Fidelity Contra fund. It's a little bit smaller company, but I'm seeing some really good stuff. 17% fund ownership in it, like that. Definitely a long way to go. Typically, stocks will run their most when they get to be about 20% fund ownership, on up to about 65% ownership. So that's really where they run. But it's getting ready to do that. It looks very, very, very good. It looks very solid in a lot of ways. Very solid. Where could you buy it? You really have two choices: a first stage consolidation at 2290, or you could wait until it achieves 31. I would wait until it achieves 31 if you want to know what I would think. That's how I would do it, is with that. So I would wait probably until we got to 31 to buy it on good volume. So that's kind of my answer. Is Workhorse still buyable? That's my answer to it. Okay, so did the Nasdaq and SPY get their follow-through day? Good question. Good question. Thank you for answering that. Let's see if we can figure that out. And I'm going to put in. I'm just going to see if they have officially said that it's a follow-through day here. Let me just see if I can find that. Okay. September 29th. Okay. Huh. I don't think we're. Gosh, can you believe it? Let's look at the today here. So let's see if we've got a follow through day. I don't think we do, actually. I think we're real close, but I don't think we have a follow through day. But I'm gonna definitely see. Da, 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 da. With bonus case there's Alabama, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, the current rally is continuing. That's good, but let me see. Da, da, da. Yeah, research. Let's see. No, actually, no. We're not there yet. We're super close, but we're no yet. Basically, this, if you look at the market pulse, basically the leads are the S&P 500 small cap, and there's some market gains, confirmed uptrend. We've had one distribution day on the Nasdaq. Okay, so we don't have a follow through day yet, so we're still waiting. That's the answer. We are still waiting. Probably we'll get one next week, because it's the biggest issue here has been the volume. That's really been the issue. So we need to get a little bit more up volume, and then I think we're in the clear. So that's my thought. Tesla. All right, let's look at Tesla. Of course, that's one of my favorite stocks, as everybody knows, because I am a Tesla bull. Let's look how it's doing today. It's moving up today, definitely, and so let's kind of get a gander on that. It's basically moving right on the 21-day exponential, and then it's really on the 10-day, which is very good. That's upward trend, and it's right above the 21-day exponential. So it's not going to be as steep an ascent as it's been. I mean, everyone's gotten used to the very steep ascent. I think the ascent is going to be more like, let's see if I can draw a line here to kind of give you a, oops, see if I get, there we go. Oh, come on, baby. Maybe this is there. Nope. There we go. So I think that, let's see. That is sort of we're sort of trending up the 49 line. So we're not probably going to go as high as I'd like to. This is because of this, but I do think that we're going to move towards in October into December, into November. I think we're going to move into about the 450, 475 range. I don't think it's going to move beyond 500 until possibly the end of the year. So it's flattening out, as you can see on this on this curve here. So that's kind of what I think of Tesla. I don't think it's going to be, obviously it's a really good stock, but it's it's not in as much of a uptrend. So let me see if well, hey, we've got a phone call here. Let's take this, see if we have a call here. So let me put that on the speaker. Oh, nope, it went away. So yeah, sometimes I will take calls on the speakerphone coming in if you want, and that's 214-233-5087. Okay, so Marvell, Tesla, AMD. Okay, great. Thoughts on Workhorse? Okay, we covered all these. Okay, follow through day, we covered that. So, do you think Amazon will come down next week? Who knows with Amazon? I think what's happening, though, is that Amazon is doing extremely well. But I think that you might want to look at possibly Walmart as a replacement for it, because Walmart is doing a lot of the things to take on Amazon. Now, is Amazon not a great stock anymore? No, but I think it's just let it come down a little bit. Walmart, on the other hand, I think provides a better opportunity in the retail space right now, even in the online space. And as you can see, it's moving very, very nicely. This is the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly on Walmart, and it is moving up very nicely. It's in about the 140 range. Let's compare that, of course, to Amazon. As you can see, there's an upward trend in Walmart. For Amazon, let's look at that trend a little bit, and you can see it's still an upward trend with Amazon, but looks like there's a pocket pivot here. So I would be a little bit leery buying Amazon right today. I would want to see it come above about 35.03. It's at 32.86. So I kind of want to see it move back up to continue the trend up. It's sort of in a pocket pivot. It's moved up very, very much today. But let's see if we can go. Dallas Trading Floor, you're on the air. Can I help you?
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Jim, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Any questions?
Hey, yeah, I do. So I did a half position of Fastly back at 97, I think, which is working out great.
Oh, good. Okay, very good for you, man.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Wondering, since I only did a half position, if there's another entry point coming as it's...
Yeah, the thing about Fastly, I don't know if there is. It moves so fast. Usually what happens is when you have strength like that, everybody, and it's moving up, you want to do, if you do half position, sometimes you have to really put the hammer down quick and do it. I would kind of wait for a pullback. I don't know if there was going to be one though on Fastly because it's just been doing so well. So let me pull that up on the screen. FSLY is the symbol, and there we go. Yeah, it's going to be tough. The buy point on it, let me give you the new buy point. The new buy point is 117.98. So we're currently at 126.55. So I think that see if there's a pullback on Monday, buy it on the pullback. But you're definitely in. You're right. You're not extended all that much on Fastly, only about 6 or 7% right now. So I would want to see it. The buy zone is 117. It's actually 117.70, and then you multiply that times 1.05 to get the buy zone. So I would see if there's a pullback on Monday, and then you might want to buy it again because it will be back in the buy zone. Thanks for the call.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
One other question.
Oh, sure. Real quick.
Okay, sorry. Just with the strategy with Apple, their event is probably going to be Tuesday. Would you sell late Monday? Would you wait till early Tuesday to sell? Because the event will probably be in the afternoon.
I would sell on Monday. Yeah, for everyone out there, the best day to sell a stock that is going to have a big event, and this is what I've also recommended for Tesla and some of the other stocks, is right before it's going to have its event, earnings or otherwise. It's the best to sell it the day before because that's when the hype is the most and the anticipation is the most. So I appreciate that, Donnie, and that's when I would sell it. So thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for calling in, everybody. It's kind of trying to. I hope you could hear that on the speakerphone that we did. So that was Danny from Colorado. So hopefully he was in Fastly and making some money. Hopefully so, doing well there as well. So let's take the next question. Oh, hello from Montreal. I love Montreal. I like Canada in general and Montreal in particular. That is a great place. Have not been there in a while, but very, very nice place. And of course, so thanks for that very much. Yo. Okay, cool. Hey, hi, how are you? Let's see. Bought Fastly at 101, out at 126. Thanks. All right, thanks, Mr. City. He's made some money. Nice. That's a nice. I'm selling some Fastly for full disclosure, everybody. I'm selling some Fastly today as well. I'm selling some Fastly today because I sold an option on it. So that's great. Congrats on making that little piece of change. So very good, very good. Okay, BKI. Question from Calgary. Let's see about BKI. All right, so Black Knight. This is okay. This data analysis for the mortgage industry. 86 relative strength, not bad. Let's look at the checklist. It basically is very good. 7 out of 9. That's good. Let's look at the fund, see where they're at in it. Nice increasing fund ownership. And this is the probably, it's not bad. 72. It's not great. There's better ones out there. Overall, very good. Is there a buy point on it? Let me see if I can find a buy point for you. The last true buy point was on a cup formation, 9-week length, at 77.81. It's at 90.52. I would probably wait on this one to see if it does it creates a new formation. I'd probably watch this one. Very good. I would wait on it. 62% fund ownership. So that is very, very good. So let me show you the chart again. There we go. But this, as you can see right here, is the cup formation. That's at 77.81, and that's where the last pivot was. So it's a little bit high off of that. I wouldn't probably buy it at this level because it could snap back easily to that pivot. So I would watch this one, see if it forms another base, and then I would possibly be in it as well. All right, LGIH. Let's see about that one right now. LGIH. Let's see, LGI Homes. Very good. Boy, it's right in the buy zone. Wow, very good. You know, the home builders have been getting a lot of love as of late. Lennar, DR Horton, and all these have been getting a lot of love. And there definitely is a pivot on it and a consolidation basis. The first stage consolidation, which was excellent, 123.94. It's 126.26. So it's definitely in a buy zone. You could definitely buy this one right now. It is in the buy zone. You know, it's funny, as the market is starting to turn, we're getting all these breakouts and everything is coming into a buy zone. So it's an exciting time. If you have dry powder, now is time to start kind of deploying it. And remember, when you're deploying your capital, you want to do it you want to kind of use the positioning here's how it works. You basically, if you have $100,000 in your account, let's say, you divide it by 8. That gives you 8 full positions. It's like pieces of pizza. And basically what you do is that you go in typically with a half or a full position and no more than that. And then if it shows strength, then you go in higher. Let me show you kind of how I trade my small portfolio just like this. So let me pull that up here. And by the way, this is available for everyone if you go to go get the link. But let me show you it first. Oops, google.com. There we go. Hopefully that it helps you spell it right. How can you misspell that? GOOG. All right, Google Sheets. Perfect. There we go. And there we go. Pulling it up now. Okay, so everyone can see it. You know, basically, here's how it looks now. There we go. See how this is kind of like a very colorful piece of pizza here? Very, very colorful pizza pie. Each one of these is a full position. It's basically 1/8 of the total amount. Now, I have 7 positions that are allocated. I still have 1 position left in cash. And this kind of gives you how I'm allocated right now and how many days and the whole thing. This is available by going to the website, www.DallasTradingFloor, and putting in a request, and we'll send you out a link for that. Automatically sends you out a link. So I'll just show you that so you can see it. Oops. There we go. All righty. Okay. So this is how the website looks, everyone. And basically what you need to do to get the access to the small portfolio is come down here and say, get a link to view Jim's small portfolio, first, last name, and email address, hit that submit, and you'll be right on the list for that. Also, sign up for the free trade alerts, first, last name, and email address, hit the subscribe, and you'll be put on the list for the email alerts. We did send out an alert on Fastly, and we just sent out one on Cloudflare. So we do this periodically when the charts are saying that it's a good time. Also, if you want to get started in CanSlim investing, and this is sort of the methodology that I use, just go to our Learn to Trade bookshelf, and as you can see, How to Trade Stocks, a Winning System, Good Times Are Bad by William O'Neill. You can just buy it right here, no problem. And this is the yellow book, and then this is the whole book here. And then I also recommend getting the companion volume by Matthew Galgani, and that just gives you checklists, and that's a very good way to implement the CanSlim system. So this gives you really a strong foundation in getting better at trading. And I was lucky enough to be introduced to this many years ago now, and I tell you, it changed my life. So I mean, I have an MBA and I've worked for big companies and everything like that, but learning the CanSlim system has probably made me more money than any of those things. Jim, are you able to put your books on the Kindle version? I am. Let me put that up on the site. let me put that on the website. Thank you very much. Yeah, there are Kindle versions available for this. By the way, if you just go to the Learn to Trade bookshelf, the distribution is through Amazon, so there shouldn't be any problem getting a Kindle version of all these books. It defaults to the print copy, but if you want to get a Kindle version, it's available too. So just all you have to do, go over here to www.tradingfloor, and then hit that Learn to Trade bookshelf. It's going to give you kind of the two to start with, and you should be able to get those in Kindle as well. So thank you very much for that question. That's a great question on there. Thoughts on GE? Well, GE is very interesting. I probably said to many people, I went to a small college in Maryland called Washington College. It's in Chestertown, Maryland. And one of my classmates, believe it or not, was Larry Culp, and he is now the CEO of General Electric, and he is a great turnaround artist. Unfortunately for Larry, he's got a lot of work to do because, Jack Welch and team kind of, did some bad things. They wrote great books, but they did some bad things to the company, and there's a lot of mess to clean up there. I probably wouldn't be in the stock right now. I know people are, people have been recommending it, but I just don't like to buy a chart that looks like this, and I'm going to show you how it looks. It goes from it goes from left, high left to low right. That's not the way we want to go. We want to go from low right to high left. Okay, we want to be ascending the staircase to heaven and not descending the staircase into hell. And that's kind of they're getting better, but they have a relative strength of 15. Let's look at the buying criteria. The buying criteria are terrible with this one. Only 2 out of 9. The industry sectors really not that great. The fund ownership is not bad, but it just is not where you want to be. This is where you don't want to be. It's 174 out of 197. So I just can't recommend it. It's sad because Larry's a fantastic manager, but trust me on this one. You want to wait a little bit on General Motors. I mean, not General Motors. The 40 is General Electric. You want to rate on the Generals a little bit because I don't think it's time. STRA. Let's see if I can get you some information on STRA. All right. Well, Strategic Education. I don't know this company. This, I guess, is a charter school operator, right? I'm not sure. There is a lot of opportunity in this area for the people that can do it, but I don't like the chart. It's falling down, and it's only got a relative strength of 4. It's 61% funds. That's okay. I just don't think this, this just doesn't pass. 5 out of 9. I'm sorry. This one just doesn't make it. Let somebody else be the pioneer. Let someone else lose some money, and then when it gets good, get back in. I wouldn't even watch this one, Kay. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly. I like the educational area, but you got to be careful with these kind of stocks because the whole idea behind CanSum investing is to try to invest your money where the funds are going and invest your money in the top maybe 3 or 4 or maybe 5% of the market. That's why a lot of my picks, at least the ones I'm in the small portfolio, are in, basically what you would consider tech stocks, growth stocks. And if you look kind of what I have right now, Cloudflare, that's tech. Qualcomm, that's tech. Marvell Technologies, that's tech. Fastly, that's tech. Tesla, that's tech. Taiwan Semi, that's tech. And Oracle, that's tech. And why you say, well, why am I so overweighted in the tech sector? Well, that's where the growth is. So that's my advice to you is stick with the winners and let other people, be the pioneers on the other stocks. Nothing against them. But the idea here is to be where the growth is. And unfortunately, in many of these stocks like GE and this educational stock, it's just not there. So if you have limited funds, it's just not the place to be, in my opinion. HSBC is, everybody is used to be called the Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, and at one time, this was a very interesting company because if you went to Hong Kong back in the old days, and I think it's still true, the HSBC Bank actually issued the currency. So the Hong Kong dollars, you either had your Standard Chartered, you had your Bank of China, or you had your HSBC. They moved their headquarters to London, basically when in 1997, before the turnover of Hong Kong to the Chinese mainland. And it has, probably not been all that great ever since. Not an excellent chart here, I'm sorry to say. It's kind of going down, down, down. Relative strength is 5. I just can't get excited with them. With the interest rates as low as they are, the banks aren't the place to be. If you want to be in the banks, there is one that I think you might want to consider, and that is, it's not, you wouldn't think of it normally as a bank, but I think it's sort of a bank compatible, and that is PayPal, which is sort of a fintech, but it almost operates like a bank because so many people have accounts there. I've had a PayPal account for 20 years at least. Just would not recommend HSBC for you. Let's kind of look at kind of their criteria for buying. No, it just 4 out of 9 just isn't good enough. You need 6 out of 9 better. The ownership in it, it does have a lot of funds in it, but they're decreasing. I just can't get excited about it. The sector is 172 out of 197. Unfortunately, that's in the bottom. You see, this is what you got to do. You don't want to be buying in, my mother always said to me, you want to buy the worst house in the best neighborhood. Well, unfortunately, HSBC is one of the best houses in the worst neighborhood. So you don't want to buy there. You want to get your nice little company in your tech sector. That's your best neighborhood. That's where you want to be. So I don't think it's really where you want to be. So HSBC, I would say a no on that. Is DraftKings a sell? DKNG. Now, the DKNG, for everybody out there, there's a companion stock to it. It's called Penn National. Now, actually, Penn National is both online and physical gaming. DraftKings is not. DraftKings is purely is purely a internet play. I think it's here's let's take a look at the chart on DraftKings to just kind of get an idea of sort of where it's at. Always look at the weekly chart when you're looking for chart patterns, because if you don't, you can get a false reading. This is called a consolidation basis. It's almost a cup. The reason it isn't a cup is because it's gone a little bit too low here. But this is a good formation. The actual last pivot on this is 44.79, and that was basically, that's basically a few weeks ago. I do think it's going to move down to that range. I would like to see this thing move back to the, the 50-day moving average. That's this red line here, and then if it reverses off that line, then it's a buy. But right now, no. Right now, it's not a buy. Now, if you're down more than 7% on this, you definitely want to sell, and you want to wait for it to come back to the 50-day line before you buy it again. This is the reason why you always have the 7%, 8% sell rule. Anytime anything has gone down 7 or 8%, you want to sell it immediately and then wait for it possibly to bottom and come back or get out and do something else, because the whole idea here is to maximize your capital and minimize your losses in your drawdown. So if I were down more than 7% on this one, I would sell straight away and maybe wait for it to come back to the 50-day line. If it did, then I might buy this one again. It's still really good. It's got a 99 relative strength. It's just volatile. So that you got to protect your gains, and they do that by basically pushing that stop loss up. So what do you think about Planet 23? Planet 23? Is that kind of like Planet 9 from outer space? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what Planet 23 is. Let's see what Planet 23 is. PLANET 20. I don't know what this is. Planet 23. Oh, it's a Las Vegas marijuana dispensary. Okay. I know everybody is really into that, and I'm from California, so I get it. But here's the thing about the marijuana industry, everyone. Look, there's too many heads out there. There's too much supply, not enough demand. I mean, they're swimming in this stuff in the state of Oregon. That's all they grow there. I mean, no, it's just not going to be a winner. Save your money. Buy Cloudflare. Buy buy Fastly, buy something that has a future. I mean, I guess getting stoned has a future, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a winner. I just don't. Okay, Jig, how are you? Thoughts on Fslr and DOMO? Okay, Fslr. Let's look at Fslr. Four. Four. Okay. All right. Four. All right. There we go. Shift for payments. Provides integrated payment processing. Oh, I like this business. This is actually a good business. This is one of the few businesses I like in the financial tech. It is a relatively new issue. It is almost old enough to buy. Wow. This is very nice. This is really good this is excellent for an IPO, by the way. This is excellent for an IPO. Now, is it viable at this point? I don't think so yet, but it's getting darn close. It's got 66%, so it's 6 out of 9. That's good. Does it have any funds in it at all? It does. Wow, that's excellent. This T-Rice, Hoodoo Horizons, these are all good. Lord Abbott. Okay. I think that this is definitely, this meets the Smith test. So I think this is kind of good. 47% funds. Excellent. Wow. I like this one. Now let's see if we can find a buy point for it. Yes, absolutely. Wow. You have a, yes, there's a buy point on it. Winner, chicken dinner. This is an excellent one. Thanks, June. You have a really good nose. You sniff these guys out. This is good. This is good. Definitely a buy. And as a matter of fact, we're right in the buy range on this one. Yeah, 56.20. Excellent. First stage cup. Yeah, this is a very good pattern. This is a very good pattern. 89 relative strength. Yeah, this has got a lot going for it. I'm going to put this one down on my watch list. I'm probably going to put this on the watch list. This is great. I don't own it, obviously, but this is a good suggestion. So thank you. DOMO. Let's look at that one. You're about it good. That's a good one. I like that. I like that stock. Domo provides an operating system that enables employees real-time access to time data and insights. That's interesting. Looks like it's pulled just above the buy zone. Let's look at it quickly. Let's look at the criteria. The check. Good checklist. 8 out of 9. That's good. Fund ownership's 59%. Liking that. Increasing fund ownerships. Liking that. Industry. Excellent industry. Wow, this is another good one. Once again, you have found another good one. DOMO. I definitely, I think that's great. There's a buy point on it. 38.48. 38.48 on this for the buy point. Very good. Very good chart, by the way. Wow, I'm going to put this one down too for a potential, for a potential watch list. This is a watch list stock and probably a ready list stock. The difference between a watch list and a ready list is you have your watch list, and then when they get really good, close to buying, get into that buy zone, then they become on the ready list so that you can just go pop in there and buy them. So that's really good there. Neo. Let's look at Neo again. Neo has been surprisingly good. We've been in a small portfolio. We're not at it right now. We do have sort of a flagging going on in the chart. Let's take a look at it. You can see this is on the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. It's actually better if we have, okay. So it looks like it may be flagging in this area. It's above the buy zone. You could buy it off of the 10-day moving average, which is looking good. I wouldn't buy this one right now. I would wait until we have a little bit better confirmation on it, but it's definitely a watch list. It's definitely on a watch list there. So there you go. All right. So, okay. Interesting. XORN. XORN. Let's look at XORN. XORN. Oh, I've got nothing on that. I have got nothing. Is it maybe what you said is XOM, Exxon Mobil? Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. XOM, Exxon Mobil. Yeah, Exxon Mobil. Another tale of woe, unfortunately. Yeah, Exxon Mobil, a once great company that is getting less great by the day. Would I buy this thing? The answer is no. No, and double no. It is only 3 out of 9. That's terrible. God, this was the greatest company in the world for many years. This is the most valuable company in the world, ExxonMobil. How the mighty have fallen. Decreasing fund ownership, no good. I know that they're going to say buy it for the dividend. Don't buy it. Run away. No good. You don't want this one. You don't want ExxonMobil. The only good integrated oil is Chevron's CVX, and even that's not that good. I wouldn't buy that. Chevron Texaco. Oh, that is very, very disappointing. So we say Pinterest and Etsy. Let's look at Pinterest. PINS is the symbol on that. PINS. Pinterest just seems to be moving right up very, very nicely. It seems like it seems like everybody likes Pinterest. It's with the buying criteria, the checklist it's good. There are better ones, but it's good. Ownership, man, 44% funds, excellent. Fidelity contra funds in it, not a lot, but they're in it. The industry, let's see, 20 out of 197. That's looking pretty strong. Would I buy it? 96 relative strength. Wow, I'm everything I'm liking here. Where's the buy point? Where's Waldo? I don't know where Waldo is on this one, but it looks like it's above the buy point. Looks like the buy point is about 36.46. So we're at 43. I would wait until it pulls back to the 50-day line. If you wanted to buy this one, I think it was definitely good. We've gotten some nice earnings per share. Yeah, this is really setting up nicely. I just would wait on this one to find the right, the right entry point on it. Really, the right entry point. Now, Etsy's a little bit different. I think Etsy is a stock that I've liked for a long time, and I think that this one is viable right now, right away, without any hesitation. And as you can see, there is a buy point on it with a cup, stage 1 cup, which is this is the beginning of its ascent. I think Etsy could go a lot higher. It's 141.41 is the pivot. It's 146, so it's definitely in the buy zone, just barely in the buy zone, just almost out of it. This is 96. This is a buy right now. Etsy is a buy right now, without hesitation. Checklist, excellent, 8 out of 9. Ownership, 64%. It's great. Industry 15. Yeah, this checks all the boxes. So Etsy is a buy right now. Etsy, ETSY. And I'm going to put buy on that one. All right, that's a definite buy on if you're looking to get into the sector. So Etsy looks really good. Pinterest, I'd wait on Pinterest. If you're looking at these two between Pinterest and Etsy, Etsy's the way to go. Etsy's the way to go. Palantir, PLTR. This is just a recent IPO, PLTR. These are hard to buy because typically you should wait at least 3 months before you buy a new issue. And the reason is because there's going to be a lot of the big funds that are dumping their shares, the investment bankers. So it can screw up the pricing. It definitely did with Snowflake. Snowflake came out of the box. It went up to about 300 and then it's pulled back to 250, which is still great. But you don't want to take that $50 haircut if you don't have to right out of the box. And so I just wouldn't buy this now. I'd watch list it. I would wait until about January to buy this one. I think it's very strong. I think it's been around a long time. It's cash flow positive. Unfortunately, though, it only has it doesn't have a great checklist. Let's see if this improves here. This is not a buy. Palantir is not a buy. Wait on Palantir until it shows a little bit more strength. And I think the time to buy it, if it's going to be buyable, it's going to be buyable in about the January timeframe. I think is going to be the best time. Okay, so TikTok. Should I have Should I take a loss? Well, here's the thing about taking a loss. People think that taking a loss is the end of the world. It is not. Think of taking a loss as not like taking a loss. What it is it's basically taking and you're putting it back into cash, where you're waiting for the next opportunity. You have in your portfolio, you have two things. You have stock, which is basically your inventory that you're going to resell, and then you have cash, which is your ability to buy more stock to resell. So just like a store, just like a grocery store, and if you're going into the vegetable section and it's getting a little bit stinky in there because they're getting a little bit decayed, you want to sell those on the dollar bin. You want to clear those things out. So clear out your losers, concentrate on your winners, sell, take the loss, and find something that's going to give you a gain. That's my advice. That's my advice to do. This is one of the reasons you set a stop loss. If you're down more than 7 or 8%, you want to sell because you want to preserve that capital. So that is my advice to the people on TikTok. What about Apple? Let's take a look at Apple. Apple is, next week, they're going to be coming out with the 5G iPhone. I do believe that we're going to see if you have Apple now, I wouldn't sell it immediately. I would wait until the day before the 5G rollout, and that's the day I'd be selling it. And why? Not because Apple's a bad stock, it's a great stock, but it's what they call price to perfection. A lot of people own it, and a lot of people are going to be taking their profits. So I would be probably out of it. I think it may go as high before Tuesday to about 125. If you're anywhere near 125, I'd pull the ripcord and sell it. It's unfortunately, whereas a month or two ago it was hitting on all cylinders, it's 5 out of 9 right now, which is good, but it's not great. The ownership is very good. There's 28% funds in there, Berkshire Hathaway being the biggest, of course. But all that said, I don't believe that it is where you want to be right now. I think that you want to wait until the 5G rollout, sell it, and then find out what's going to happen. And if it starts to move back up again, then you want to jump in. But I wouldn't. There's better places to place your money right now than Apple. So if I was holding Apple right now, I'd wait until the day before the big announcement. I would sell it, whatever it is on that day, and then I would see how the big announcement for the 5G iPhone goes. And if it goes well, then you might want to jump back in. But right now, I think it's time to, if you've made profits, liquidate your position. Any thoughts on HYLN? Well, Highland Holdings is a provider of electrified powertrain vehicles for commercial. You notice a theme. There's a lot of companies that are getting a lot of love from the electric vehicle. A lot of people are having to get into it. But looking at this, it's got a real strength of 97. There's just not enough time on this one. Let's look at the daily chart. I don't like this. There was a buy point on it at 34.67, but it was a second stage cup base and did break out. It did break out, but this breakout has failed. It's below the 50-day moving average. I don't like that. I just don't think it's time to be in the stock right now. It's got a bad checklist, 4 out of 5. That's not good enough. Its ownership, 21%. Okay, that's not bad. Industry sector, 73. That's acceptable. But no, if you're not in this thing, I wouldn't go into it. Sorry to be a negative Nelly, but I just think you could do better than that. I wouldn't recommend that stock. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, long term. Well, you see, here's the thing, and this is what John Maynard Keynes said: in the long term, we're all dead. So why go long term with a known loser, and why not go with a good winner? Make your money, sell it, and then if you want to go back to the X, you can later on. But I can't recommend it. I just can't, just based on that chart. So I'm sorry to say that. That sounds terrible, but that's true. Advice on Run. You remember the band Run DMC? I don't know if you remember that. I do. I'm old enough to remember. Sunrun. Sunrun is off, and it looks like it is. It looks like it is pulling back. This is the chart on Run. It's pulled back. It looks like it's going to pull back to the 21-day exponential. That's still excellent. Relative strength is 99. Where could you buy this thing if you wanted to buy it? Because it does look like it's buyable. Let's look at the checklist. It meets the checklist, and it's the minimum. 74% funds. That's good. So let's see. Where could you buy this thing? I would buy this if it bounced off the 21-day moving average. And I do think this is a good stock. I do think this is a good chart, good stock. I would look to see it. I would look to buy this off the 21-day average. I would wait until it pulls back to 68.55. If it pulls back to 68.55 and bounces, then you have a buy point. Right now, I wouldn't buy it, but I would wait to pull back to that 21-day line, see if it bounces off that 21-day line. And that 21-day line currently is at 68.78. So if it pulls back to 68.78 and it bounces higher, then you want to be on it. You want to try to buy it on an uptick if you possibly can. But this is a good stock. This is a good chart. And thank you again. All right. So we are at an hour. Wow. Gosh, we've already done an hour with all my technical difficulties. Hopefully I'll be back in the Dallas studio where I have more control here. Hopefully I'll be back in the Dallas studio on Monday and get everything going with everything. But for everybody, it's been great. And I will be back on Monday at 2:30 Central. Thanks for taking a look. Everybody, thanks for taking a look. If you're on TikTok and you want to get on the Action Trailers, it's super easy to do. All you have to do is go to my profile, hit that link, and you'll be taken directly to a sign-up page where you can sign up for the Action Trailers. Of course, it's all free. Now, if you are on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or Twitch, just go to www.DallasTradingFloor, and that's how you can sign up there. So until Monday at 2:30, thanks again for watching, and I will see you on Monday. Happy trading. Have a nice week.